Police, thank you so very much for the rundown activities, achievement, challenges, and the way forward for the Gambia Police Force for the past 6 months of your leadership of this very great institution of the Gambia. And I guess you've highlighted and compared at certain level some of the successes in terms of crime reduction in percentages and that. At this point, I would want to invite the media. Firstly, I guess we are going to take 5 questions and
No, it's open.
open, huh?
It's open.
It's an open question. So, yes, you can start with, you can please introduce yourself and your media house, please. Then you have the question. Please introduce yourself, your name, the media house you will represent, and your question. One question at a time, you give opportunity to your colleagues. We can start with Fatu Network. Yes.
Okay, my name is Ali Diallo from the Family Network. First, let's commend the IGP for this initiative. I can see that you're trying to bring media closer to the public. However, your successes that you've made mentions are commendable, but and also the challenges. There is one area that I did not hear in terms of the challenges with regards to salaries. Because often, most of the time, a lot of police officers complain about the issue of salary, which actually tempt them into taking bribes, alleged bribes from the public. And we also see a lot of police officers always on the time struggling to make ends meet. What is your administration doing in trying to adjust to the issue of police salaries? And the other question would be
One at a time, before you forget. One at a time, then you come back again.
the other question. Let me just put it out because I have a lot of questions.
All right.
The other question is it talks about digitalization, which actually is very important. Looking at the Gambian data system, sometimes when we want to write reports to get data, it's always a problem. And you go to police stations or in courts, most of the time they tell you that their case file is lost. Now, tell us how is the Gambia Police Force going to, what step would they take in trying to make sure that all these records are digitalized and put in a system whereby everybody can have access?
Thank you.
And I'll come forward with another
Thank you.
question.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. I will start with your last question, and that is the issue of digitalization. We have started receiving project proposals on traffic management, on fleet management, and of course, I did mention the support we got from UNDP in terms of digitalization, police app, case management, crime scene prevention, and stuff like that. So the issue of digitalization is ongoing, but there are other areas that we don't have control of. Even if we identify a potential partner to help us, on the side of traffic management, there are various stages that this document needs to progress to, and because it's certainly going to be a PPP, and we will ensure that we get the support of those relevant offices so that the whole project proposal can sail through. That will go a long way to assist us, in ensuring that digitalization come to fruition. On the issue of salary, I think you will agree that since the advent of the new dispensation, there were a good number of times that the civil service realized salary increment, and as a member of a very important security body that I attend meetings with, not to jump the gun of them, there are plans at a very advanced stage, hopefully the beginning of next year, for salaries of every civil servant to be increased. This I can tell you with great deal of certainty. On the issue of police officers receiving bribe, we always say Rome was not built in a day. We try as much as possible. And to show to you the seriousness of this administration, a few months in my ascension to this position, this is not something I'm not happy to report about, but I fired 8 police officers in one single day for going around extorting money from innocent civilians in the regions. So to show you the seriousness of this command, we don't want to encourage any form of extortion, and we will not encourage any form of bribery. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The issue of corruption. I know it has this cross-cutting issues in almost all these sectors that you might or that you might find corruption. How does your institution going to fight the issues of corruption when it happens?
Okay. And again, Mr. Fay, I will go to your second question before the first. On the issue of corruption, to fight corruption, I will refer you to the answer that I provided to Ali of Fatu Network, or Kel Fatu, I don't know. The seriousness of this leadership team is to ensure that corruption is minimized. To completely eradicate it, it's a challenge because corruption is as old as humanity. Now, what we're trying to do is to come up with tough measures to ensure that anybody who is found wanting, of course, in accordance with our existing laws, you are punished either by virtue of our code of conduct, the Police Act, and by extension, even the Gambian Constitution. So we will not relent on this, and we are doing our utmost to ensure it is seriously minimized. The issue of uniform, you mentioned, Malik mentioned, we don't rely heavily on central government to provide all this funding for us. We also have partners, and police also, some kind of a way, is generating revenue for itself. Ask me how do we generate this revenue. You are aware that police officers are mounting duties at gas stations. They are doing cash escort. A small token is plowed back to Gambia Police Force to help us, support us in our operations. So part of this money, we plow it back to the welfare of Gambia police officers, fine men and women, and by way of getting them, uniforms. I mentioned in my speech that we procure brand new beret for every police officer. Actually, that one comes from those funding envelope that we had. Then on the issue of having direct opportunity for Gambian citizens, Mr. Mendes tailoring shop is the one who sews our uniforms. And for you to know, and for record purposes, even the uniform I'm putting on here now is being sewn by Malik Mendy Tailoring Shop. Thank you.
Yes, Gambia Talents.
So thank you very much. My name is IGP from Gambia Talents TV. And first off, I will commend your leadership for basically initiating in terms of community engagements with the Gambian people and also firing the 8 officers that you're talking about in terms of corruption. This is what we want to see leaders, taking bold steps in terms of addressing these issues. So my question is, you've made mention the Gambia now have the capacity in terms of forensic testing of forensic whatever it is done. So from that, how were you able to basically establish this? And also, you've made mention of revenue. The Gambia Police Force, I think, collect or made money for the government that is amounting to 192 million. Where does this revenue come from?
Where it comes from?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Koli, Madam Koli. The revenue comes from different areas. We are issuing driver's license. We are issuing number plate. Even though this is a partnership project, the company that government, Gambia Police Force, is in contract with, gets 60% of that payment. And government, Gambia Police Force, we get 40%. So if the cost of a driver's license is $100, that company cuts away 60, while we take 40. We are also issuing gun license. We are equally issuing certificate of character, international driver's license, mandatory fines as well, sports fines. These are all contributors, to this overall money. And I think your next question was the forensic lab, how we managed to get this. Okay, we got 5.1 million support from the central government, which was a budget given to us. It was not enough, but again, we tap elsewhere to ensure that, we top that money so that we have this forensic lab up and running. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, QTV.
Yes. Okay, good morning. My name is William Kamara from QTV. First, I would like to commend you for this remarkable achievement that you've just highlighted. It's really commendable. We really thank you for that. And having this press conference to talk to the media about some of the things that have gone right and some of the things that you want to work on. So I just want to ask, what are some of the lessons learned during your tenure, like during this 180 days in office? What are some of the lessons you've learned in terms of crime, in terms of capacity? And I want you to put more emphasis on capacity building, because most of the time the public outcry is of police officers, really, violated our rights. So emphasis should really be placed on capacity. I want you to talk more about that and the lessons learned so far.
Loli, thank you. Well, you look very different when you are before the TV cameras are now. I don't know why. Okay. On the side of capacity building, perhaps, we should have been more elaborate. But we are aware that, recently we have received 10 police officers who just graduated from a reputable university in Turkey, 8 male and 2 female, that finished their master's degree program. I have mentioned in my speech that when we noticed the capacity gap of our last 2 batches of 2021 and 2022, we decided to send them back to the training school. And management has invested close to $4 million to retrain those officers. This training is ongoing and it is going to end by mid-November. So on the side of capacity building, yes, we have also procured tickets for 7 officers, young officers I mean, for them to go to Turkey sometime early next week to go and pursue their master's degree in the same university that the former batch graduated from.
So maybe these people are not, being employed on the streets to really, deal with people directly.
No, they're going to deal with them.
Okay.
What we do is we want to have a right placement for each and every police officer, especially the graduates. It doesn't really make sense to us for someone to graduate, let's say, for example, master's degree in human resource management, when that person is languishing somewhere in Kawur or Kuntao. No offense here, but we think, if someone is able to develop his or her own capacity, if individual capacities are built, that goes to show, the capacity of the institution. So we think the best placement for such officer is to be at the headquarters, even though he doesn't necessarily have to be in charge of the human resources. But that's where he acquires his academics, and that's where his strength and skill set lies. So we try to put them in the right placement. With time, these officers will also go out, because police work is not only in the office. You must have to go out and know the experience outside. So we'll ensure that we do this slowly. I have just been informed, of course, I was part of this discussion. We're going to have what we call Diploma in Police Science, and we're going to roll this program at the University of the Gambia next month. We had a serious discussion on this, and part of this payment is funding. The balance of the payment will come from Gambia Police Force. Next question, please.
Yes, please. Your name and...
Thank you very much. I am Kewa Ansomani. I work for the Akamba Times newspaper. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to ask at least 2 questions. Recently, we have seen businessmen donating vehicles and other items to the Gambia Police Force. In your view, don't you think this will compromise the effective operations of the Gambia Police Force? 2, the Gambia Police Force has been accused by the opposition of siding with the ruling party, especially during times of election. How do you plan to ensure justice among all political parties and political militants, cognizant of your relationship with the Gambian president? Thank you very much.
My relationship with? No.
Let me qualify.
No, it's not an allege. I come from a community or a village called Pira. It is in the Congo East District. His Excellency the President comes from Jimana in a village called Mankama. As far as I am concerned, there is no DNA between me and him. Yes. So, Keba,
Yes, sir.
that alleged allegation, as you call it.
This is what why we are here to ask and.
No, it's okay. I have no problem with this. I'm just making clarification. So, for your information, there is no relationship. Very well. What's your next question?
In fact, that question is not I mean, how do you how will you ensure that there is equality among all political parties?
Well, you mentioned about elections.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Well, since
And business people give it.
No, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. That's your first question. In terms of election,
Yes.
you will agree with me from 1st of March, 2024 to date, there was no election in this country. So you cannot gauge my performance when elections are yet to happen. Wait until it's election time, see my performance, then come and ask me this same question. Okay? No, I will go to your next question, and that is the donation. No, I think I've answered you. I will still give you the floor. Ask your question.
The next question is businessmen.
No, that's what I'm coming to, and you interjected. I think you should just allow me to flow.
Because I wasn't, very much.
But then if you ask questions, you need to be attentive. That's how good journalists behave. You ask questions, listen to my answer.
The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you. On the side of donations, government cannot do it alone. And stakeholders, this is what we call corporate social responsibility. If Keba and Sumane, who is a business tycoon, deem it necessary to support the operations of the police by donating us 10 vehicles, I will willingly and gallantly accept these donations, and I will ensure that it's publicized. But if Keba and Sumane thinks that donating the Gambia Police Force 10 vehicles, you can go whatever you think that will be in conflict with the law, otherwise known as go and do whatever we call Nakasudut Nono. We are sitting here waiting for you. Next question, please.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yes. Then, if not, then back to yes.
Okay. Thank you for the another opportunity. My other question would be the issue of lancing, which a lot of people have issues on. Police being the institution actually issuing out lancing, at the same time, let's say you are the player and the referee. Is there any plans for the Gambia Police Force to actually give the issue of lancing to a private entity? And the other question would be, you made mention of the reduction of traffic accident. Could the police give us statistics or data with regards to road accidents, including number of deaths, number of deaths, and also major injuries? Thank you.
Mr. Jallo,
Yes, sir.
our operations, our work is backed by relevant laws of the Gambia. The laws of the Gambia recognize Gambia Police Force to be the issuing authority of driver's license. If you want that to happen, please liaise with the National Assembly, the legislature, help us change those laws. We will willingly transfer that responsibility to any authority as deemed necessary by the National Assembly. On the side of crime statistics, major crime. First quarter of 2023, last year, rape, we had 15 cases. Same period, 2024, we have 11 cases. Murder, 2023 last year, we had 2 cases first quarter. First quarter of 2024, we have 4 cases. I hope you understand the trajectory now. I just want to go, not to mention the arson. 2023, 2, 2024, 3. Rash and negligent act causing death, 7 and 4. Robbery, 15 and 13. Burglary, 4 and 6. Cattle theft, 22 and 9. Defilement of a girl under the age of 18, 10. 2024 is 0. Economic crime, 1. The grand total, first quarter of last year, 67. First quarter of this year, 50. There is a graph depicting all these things. Traffic accidents. First quarter of last year, you mentioned police stations. I'm giving you the respective jurisdictions. Mobile traffic, no, Banjul division. 9, 2023 first quarter. 16, 2024 first quarter. Mobile traffic, 41 and 69. Brikama, 41 and 57. Mansa Konko, 0, last year first quarter, 18, first quarter this year. Jain Jambure, 0, 2024, 0. Basse, 2023, last year first quarter, 12, first quarter this year. Denton Bridge traffic, 14, first quarter last year, 0, first quarter this year. Serakunda mobile traffic, 12, first quarter last year, 21, first quarter this year. Bundu mobile traffic, 10 and 12. Senegambia traffic, 0 and 8. Kotu traffic, 0 and 4. Farafenye, 35 and 25. Total, 185, first quarter of last year, 242, first quarter this year. Total number of traffic cases for the first quarter of 2023 and 2024. Fatal accidents, fatal. First quarter of last year, 28. First quarter of 2024, 29. Serious injury accidents. First quarter of last year, 62. First quarter of this year, 83. Minor injury accidents, 50 and 64. Non-injury accidents, 45 and 66. Again, we have a graph to indicate this. Comparison of major crime offenses for the second quarter of 2023 and 2024. Rape, 8, second quarter of 2023, 11, second quarter of 2024. Murder, 6, second quarter of 2023, 4, second quarter of 2024. Arson, 0, second quarter of last year, 1, second quarter of 2024. Rash and negligent act causing death, 8, last year, second quarter, 5, second quarter 2024. Robbery, 16, last year, second quarter, 14, second quarter 2024. Burglary, 3, last year, second quarter, 2, second quarter this year. Cattle theft, 22, for second quarter of last year, 6, second quarter of this year. Grand total, 63, second quarter last year, 46, second quarter of this year. So we are faring well. We go to road traffic accidents. If you are not listening, I will give chance to another person. Okay. Police stations, second quarter of 2023, road traffic accidents, Banjul region, 7. Second quarter of 2024, 7 again. Mobile traffic, 50 last year, second quarter, 56, second quarter this year. Brikama region, 133, second quarter last year, 38, second quarter this year. Mansa Konko, 11 last year, 6 this year. Janjambura is still 0-0. Basse, 24, second quarter last year, 3, second quarter this year. Serekunda mobile traffic, 17, second quarter last year, 19, second quarter this year. Denton Bridge, 7, second quarter last year, 0, second quarter 2024. Farafenye, 29 last year, 22 this year. Total, 278 road traffic accidents, second quarter of last year, 151 second quarter of this year. So there is improvement, significant one. Total number of traffic cases that are prosecuted, fatal accidents, 29 last year, 19 this year. Serious injury, 114, 52. Minor injury, 85, 48. Non-injury accidents, 50, 32. Grand total, 278, 151. I think this brings us to the end of the statistics, if that serves you well. Mr. Jallo. Next question, please.
Yes, Anita. Anita, please.
Okay, I'm Anita Mende from MICC. So my question is, what measures are put in place for the control of vehicles, all vehicles rather, flying the roads and sometimes cause congestion?
They cause congestions.
Yeah, because sometimes they'll get stuck. Either they will lose brake or something different, and then they'll just be on the road. So other drivers come in, will sometimes notice that, and then they'll start.
You are right. You are right. You are right. Our main challenge in that area is we don't have a towing vehicle. Our towing vehicle has breakdown, and we realize that it's extremely difficult for us to fix it. It's better we get a new one, procure a new one. If we have such, it will make the work of the mobile traffic very, very easy. And that is by way of just going and lift the vehicle. The payment of that removal lies on the owner of the vehicle. So give us a little bit of time, perhaps before our next one, I'll be able to have a satisfactory answer to your question. Thank you very much. Next question.
Yes, yeah, yes. It's okay. Any more?
Thank you very much.
My name is Assistant Superintendent Habib Jain from the Gambia Police Force Forensic Laboratory. I specialize on DNA analysis, and then I have my master's in genomics and bioinformatics at the University of Mohammed V, Rabat. And then is my colleague, yeah, Diallo, that's Amadou Diallo. He also specializes in fingerprint, collection, documents, and examination at the University of Gujarat in India. So here is the forensic lab, and then specifically this is the DNA unit, and then you will see the materials behind, and then this. So basically, these are the partial materials that arrived, and then due to the restriction of flights and orders, we are expecting to receive the orders in next month, and then that will be the order completing materials. So here with me, you have, for instance, this one. Here you have the dead box, so they call the UV light and dead box, and then this is where the DNA and then the magics happened, with this light, and then this is the blue light that we normally operate with, and this is the blue light that filters it, and then we do the DNA analysis. So thanks to the command for the swift interventions, this is one of the latest materials for UV light, because what it do is it do cross-contamination, it prevents cross-contaminations. Likewise, when you're doing your analysis, and also it have the UV lights to protect the technicians like us from contaminating the samples, and also from contaminating from the samples. And how it goes, it's when you open it, the UV light off, because the UV light also is hazardous to the human body. So it automatically detects and it offs, and then you walk. When you're walking, then the ultralight will on, and then this light will clear. It's having two fans that clears the samples while you are walking, and then the moment you are done, when you close it, the blue light on, and then you can store the sample here as much as you want, and it will not be degraded. So that's the UV and the dead box. So I think you would also heard from the briefing from the IGP that we secured 2 crime scene vans. These are sophisticated vans, and then this helps because at the crime scenes, that's where the determination happens. Here it's the lab, but during at the crime scenes, if it's handled properly, here we get the results. If it's not handled properly, we will not get the results here. And that also, which the PR also will help us, that we will also sensitize the community in terms of crime, that let them not touch anything, let them not move anything, and then the technician will come. And now we have the emergency vehicles that could run that's operating in 24 hours. Now, when the sample is collected by the crime scene officers, that's the CSIs, when it reaches the labs, we start by decontaminating it and then do the extractions of it. That's why we start the DNA profilings. And then now from henceforth, the Gambia will start DNA profiling. That means profiling the criminals by their DNA, and subsequently, whenever they also do another crime or whenever their sample is found, we also can be traced that once. Likewise, also the paternity testing and then the sexual assault.